Now we're going to talk about forearms. Forearms is another muscle that I think most people don't train directly. And, it's true, they do get work indirectly with a lot of exercises. When you're training back, your forearms get a lot of work. But, the thing is I believe you should train forearms directly. And I think big forearms it shows power. Your power's in your forearms. You go to grab somebody, that's your forearm strength, your grip strength. You see a guy with big upper arms and no forearms. I don't think it personally. I don't think it's that great of a look. So forearms is a very important muscle in my opinion. Now I'm no longer competing, and now say I'm not a bodybuilder. So as far as bodybuilding, forearms, I don't believe are judged on the bodybuilding stage. So it's a muscle that as a bodybuilder, you probably don't have to train, and it doesn't really matter if this guy has bigger forearms than that guy as far as placing first or second. But as far as in life and visually walk around in a t-shirt, I mean, I think forearms is one of the most impressive muscles there is, and that's the muscle everybody's going to see pretty much all the time is your forearms. So my forearms would be neglected. I have no idea. And as far as forearm movements, my favorite would be, obviously everyone knows this, is hammer curls. Hammer curls, is one of the best exercises for forearms. Reverse barbell curls, thumbs over instead of thumbs under. Great for forearms, also good for grip strength. And then the obvious wrist curls. Wrist curls, palms up, palms down. Palms down, thumbs are always over. And what that does, it works your grip strength. When you put the thumb under the bar, it obviously makes it easier. So when it makes it easier, what do? We do it the easier way. So thumb over the bar, you're using your grip strength to hold on to the bar. And you want to have impressive grip strength. You want to have strong hands. At least I do. So forearms is a very important muscle in my opinion, and I think visually, why would you not want big forearms? Calves. We're going to talk about some calves today. Calves is one of my favorite muscle groups to train, and also one of my favorite muscles, just period. Just I've always loved calves, and I think it's one of the muscle groups that's kind of overlooked. And I think people don't train calves quite as hard as they could or should. And it's a hard muscle. A lot of people say that you either have them or you don't. Genetically, you have calves or you don't have calves, and if you don't have calves, forget it. You can't bring them up, and that's obviously not true. You can bring up any muscle you need to bring up as long as you're willing to do the work necessary. Also, we're walking on our calves all day long, so the muscle's constantly being stimulated. So, you're gonna have to train your calves extra hard and I believe extra heavy because your calves are carrying your body weight around all the time. So, you do calf raises with, a little bit more than your body weight, it's not gonna do much. You're gonna have to really put those poundages on to make them grow. So I say heavy weight, lower reps for calves, which is obviously I am more of a high rep kind of guy. But with calves, heavy low reps is what I found works the best. Also, I find in bodybuilding, calves are overlooked. And you can see a guy win a bodybuilding show, place high in a bodybuilding show, even on the Olympia stage, with, weak calves. And in some cases, almost no calves. And if you just think about this logically, your calf takes up more mass on your body than your upper arm. But you will never see a guy win a bodybuilding contest with zero arms or weak arms. It will never happen. Um, but weak calves happens all the time. So logically, it doesn't make any sense. The calf is a bigger muscle than the upper arm. But, calves, let them slide. No calves, whatever, no big deal. Which is crazy. And I've heard some people say, well, the judges, where they're sitting, they can't see the calves. Well, I hope that's not the case. I hope the judges can see the calves. But maybe that's a possibility. Maybe the judges can't see the calves, so they don't care about the calves, so who cares? But basically, training tips for calves. The biggest problems I see is people training calves, they keep their legs straight. And in order to contract the calf completely, the knees have to be bent. You cannot contract the calf with the knees not bent, with the legs straight. It's impossible. So if you're doing standing calf raises and your legs are completely straight, You're not going all the way up, you're not getting full range of motion, and you're not contracting the calf. So that's the biggest thing I see all the time. All the gyms I go to, I see people training calves and they have the legs straight. So the knee has to be bent, and the knee stays bent throughout the motion. Deep stretch at the bottom, come to the top, squeeze it, hold it 2 seconds maybe, get a burning sensation, come back down, up, squeeze, hold, and really feel that contraction of the muscle. And the more they burn, the more they're going to grow. And those are my tips for calves and my opinion on them.